Meanwhile, as Trump gets ready then to unleash his anti-Clinton speech, Clinton herself will be on Capitol Hill meeting with members of Congress today. She's gathering with House Democrats there. We want to get to our Nancy Cordes on Capitol Hill, where the meeting is set to begin. And Nancy, what do we know?
Good morning, Joshua. The meeting is going to be taking place right behind me. Hillary Clinton meeting with all of the House Democrats. The meeting has already gotten underway, but she's not here yet. We're expecting her sometime in the next half an hour or so. No big agenda. It's mostly meant as a show of unity behind the Democratic nominee, in contrast to all of the consternation among Republicans here on Capitol Hill over their nominee. Democrats here say they're thrilled that Clinton is now focusing so heavily on Trump's business record because they really believe that all of the questions about his business dealings, how he got rich, his bankruptcies, the lawsuits against him, his taxes, the reason we haven't seen the taxes, his charitable giving, they believe that all of this is going to help them make the case that his chief calling card, which is his financial savvy, is actually a minus, not a plus. And
Nancy, now in this general election cycle is the time for optics, if nothing else. And yesterday, after the speech she gave, we saw no chief surrogacy on the part of Donald Trump come out and offer anything by way of response. I wonder, now that the specter, if you will, of Bernie Sanders with regard to the party and the divisiveness that we saw, the rancor of the final weeks of the primary season, has now receded, how does the party, the Democratic Party, now feel about the optics of what we are increasingly seeing as a unified party?
Well, by and large, Democrats here on Capitol Hill backed Hillary Clinton from the very beginning. There were only a handful of House Democrats who supported Bernie Sanders, and all of them pretty quickly came around in early June and said, look, Hillary Clinton is the presumptive nominee, and we all need to get behind her. So there really is no split whatsoever here in the Democratic Party. You know, that's not necessarily just because Hillary Clinton is some phenomenally popular character. It's also a reflection of the fact that you only had a couple of candidates on the Democratic side compared to more than a dozen on the Republican side. You're going to see that unity, though, in full force today after Donald Trump gives his speech, this long-awaited speech about what he describes as her shady dealings and her quid pro quos. And Democrats are basically waiting to respond to anything that they see as untrue or dredging up conspiracy theories that have been debunked. So it is going to be a show of force and a show of organization that, as you pointed out, doesn't exist on the Republican side. In contrast, yesterday when Hillary Clinton gave her speech about Donald Trump's business practices, basically the only person responding was Trump himself, but he did it in full force. He was tweeting, he went on Instagram, his campaign put out something like a dozen press releases as they try to make the case that they do actually have a functioning campaign operation that can take on the Clinton juggernaut.
We did see our official, I suppose, Twitter fight of this general election cycle. I cannot imagine it will be the last. Nancy Cordes there on Capitol Hill. We thank you.
You're welcome.